and then it skips. No, sorry, it skips to round 7.
Yeah.
And then it skips to round 13, 14, and 15. Yeah, they skip a major portion of it. Because again, like, you can't. Well, first of all, you can't do the whole thing because that would just be too much.
It'd be like half an hour of them in the ring boxing.
Exactly, it'd just be a little bit too much. The director and Stallone almost got into a fist fight about the ending because they couldn't decide because the director wanted it to be up in the air whether Rocky won or not, and Stallone's like, no, he has to lose. Like, what the hell are you doing? He has to lose. You know,
I think at the end of the day, they both got their way.
They did. They kind of went this way where it was like, if you look at it, it could be up in the air, but really, you
faintly hear it, faintly in the back.
He does say it's a split decision.
That, like, Creed won by split decision, but, like, that's clearly not the whole point of this.
You don't even hear Creed. You only hear it's a split decision. Yeah. That's all you really hear. If you listen closely, you hear him say Creed, but really, you just hear split decision.
You hear, and still, but it's way in the background, and on the obvious focus is Rocky and Adrian.
Well, the whole point, and this is where Stallone was absolutely right, the point is not whether he wins or loses. The point that he managed to do it. He stayed. He went the distance. That was all he wanted to do. So he actually did what he was supposed to do. When the fight was over, Carl Weathers had a severely swollen eye and Stallone had broken ribs. The exact opposite of what their characters had. So they were really hitting each other a lot during that. And the only other thing I have written down here is just a funny little side note. You know, when Rocky looks up and is just like, you know, hey, I'm wearing red shorts with a white stripe, not white shorts with a red stripe. That was literally an accident.
Yeah.
They painted it wrong. So they were like, nah.
But they covered it in the script by going, listen, like, nobody actually cares.
And then also the same thing with the robe. With the robe being too big, somebody fucked up and ordered the wrong size. And so they had to write it into the script.
Like, is this look too baggy?
Like, it helped having Stallone being the lead guy, because it's just like, oh shit, this happened. Write it in the script, Rock. Alright.
Which is smart, because it's just like on the fly, he just like covers continuity errors by just saying something on screen, covering it, because you can't call out a continuity error if the character does.
Yeah. Well, there are a couple more of those, and I'll point them out as we go through. But,
Well, nothing's perfect.
No.
So we start Rocky.
Yes.
With not the theme that we played.
No.
The original Rocky had somewhat like that.
It started out roughly the same, but then it went to more of a boxing gimmick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To more of a horns, fanfare type thing. November 25th, 1975, Philadelphia. Rocky is fighting Spider-Rico.
Yep.
In like this like dingy little...
Looks like a church.
Boxing.
It's got Jesus hanging out watching him. I don't know. It's weird.
Rocky wins the fight, not after being headbutted by Spider-Rico, which I guess is legal in underground boxing.
I guess.
But when he knocks him down, and then he
just
drops
jumps
to
on
his
top
knee
of him
and
starts
just
punching.
Pummeling him.
And I'm like, this is allowed? Like, I've never seen a boxing match where that was allowed.
This is allowed in the UFC, but not in boxing. Rocky wins. They both get, like, pennies. Like I guess in 1970, whatever... $12 and $40.
The guy got $17 and Rocky got 40, and it's like that's not good money, dude. Like, that's just not good money.
So Rocky gets all cleaned up as much as he can. Sees him walking home. We get the street corner singers that kind of are like a mainstay in the series.
Yeah, they're kind of always there. Like, I guess, I mean, in the original script there was supposed to be a pretzel vendor who was also a former boxer that Rocky would talk to every now and then. I think that's just the idea is just, you know, we've got... He's of the city.
And he knows everybody. At least in his neighborhood, everyone knows Rock.
Yeah.
You know, every other person's like, hey, Rock, what's up, Rock?
Hey, Rock, what up, Rock?
You win your fight? Like, everyone knows he was fighting that
Although
night,
it is funny, and I did notice it, and I don't know if it was meant to be this way, but I noticed every time they're like, hey, Rocky, did you win? Yeah, you know, you should have been there. Like... Nobody goes to his fights, but they seem to care. It's like, oh, so they kind of don't care.
Should have seen me.
Yeah.
Goes home to his pets, his pet turtles, Cuff and Link, and his pet fish, Moby Dick. And he's like talking to them, and like, you guys want to see each other? Goes to the pet shop where Adrian is working, and it's established that every time he goes into the pet shop, he's got a joke for her.
Yeah, he's got a ridiculous dad joke for her.
And it's just like, that's sweet, I guess. Like, he's like, he plans out these jokes. Like, when I tell her a joke in the morning and in the night.
Well, they seem to make her happy, because...
And they do that, I don't know if this was the first movie to do it, but the whole... How do you make a pretty girl not pretty?
Yeah.
Well, you put her in frumpy clothes and slap some glasses on her.
Yeah.
That'll cover her attractiveness.
Yes, that is literally the gimmick of just like, yeah, we'll just put her in frumpy clothes and we'll hide her hair and put her in glasses. There. Ugly. Instant ugly. It's like, no, that doesn't work. No. However, they were more conscious of it than other ones. It's not like the She's All That syndrome where, like...
No, it's not that bad.
Like, because they were actually very well aware, because originally Susan Sarandon was up for the role. And they were just like, no, you can't. You can't ugly... Yeah, you can't ugly up Susan Sarandon. It's not possible.
There's no close frumpy enough to do that.
No.
And they almost don't succeed here with Talia Shire.
They really don't. Like, I'm still looking at her going, she's kind of cute. You just need to change her outfit. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like, they just can't ugly her up.
We find out that, I guess on the side, Rocky makes his money.
Well, no, that's his real job.
That's his real job?
Yeah, he boxes on the side,
Is
what Mickey bitches about later.
But his real job is that he's this local gangster's
he's like
leg breaker.
He's the tough for the,
but
the collector.
But he's not too great at his job.
Well,
he finds a guy at the stockyards, he grabs him, says you owe Gazzo some money. You owe him, what, $120?
It was it was $200. He only had $120.
Yeah. I'm broke. That's all I got. And he's like, well, he told me if you don't give me all the money, I break your thumbs. So you better be good for it next week.
Yes.
And later on, I guess, he gets like, why are you being... You're so nice.
Yeah.
You can't be nice. It's bad for my rep if you don't...
because Gazzo shows up, and, like, he gets in the car, hands it to him, he's like, yeah, he doesn't have the money, but he's good for it. I vouch for him. Like, Rock, it doesn't matter if he gave me the 120, he's still going to break his thumbs. That's the whole point. He's got to look good.
He can give you the full 200.
Yeah. And the weird subplot of...
Between him and Buddy, the
driver, of just, like, the driver just giving him shit. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Mr. Fat, out of shape, heavily smoker driver. I wouldn't want to piss off the boxer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That dude is going to whoop your ass.
Goes to his boxing club, I guess his local boxing club. Finds out that his locker of 6 years has been... Repurposed for somebody else, a more younger contender. And his stuff has been put in a bag on what he calls Skid Row, basically where the bum stuff goes.
Yeah, it's where the skids, it's you don't get a locker because you're not good enough.
Goes to Mickey, who runs the place. Like, what are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing? I can't do Burgess Meredith. Nobody can do that voice again.
I don't know how he could.
He has to smoke a lot more than I do.
Yeah. Basically tells him, you're a bum.
Yeah. You're a bum.
You're a leg breaker. Yeah. You're nothing.
I wanted you to be a boxer. I wanted you to be a boxer, but you chose to be a leg breaker, so fuck you.
Yeah. So he goes back, talks more to Adrian, tries to get... He's always trying to get her out on a date. Like, let's go out,
He's constantly asking her out, and I'm like... And this is before we realize who Polly is. I'm like, how did you not hook this up a long time ago?
Yeah, because he goes to see Polly at the bar.
Yeah. Polly,
who's trying to comb what little of his hair is left on what little is left of the mirror that's on the wall.
And he's fixing the toilet for what I'm guessing is beer, because that's not his job. So literally, I guess they're giving him beer to fix the toilet. Yeah,
because he's trying to do these odd jobs. The whole movie, he keeps, come on, you got to speak to Gazzo for
It's all keeping money. And I'm like...
I want to be a leg breaker, too. Yeah. Just like, man, Paulie.
Nobody's believing you as a leg breaker.
Nobody is going to fucking give you money.
Yeah, it's just like, you're too good for that. No, Paulie, I ain't going to do it.
He sees the champ, Apollo Creed, on TV, saying that he's going to come to Philadelphia and... On the nation's, what is it? Is it Independence Day?
No, he's not in. It's the. I think it's like the bicentennial or something. Because it's not the Independence Day because it happens on January 1st.
Yeah.
So I think it's because it's the bicentennial. Like it's the 200. It's the big fucking deal.
And it's the birthplace of America and Philadelphia and all that. Yeah. So he wants to, beat some guy. I forget it. Something green.
I can't remember the guy's name. The guy that doesn't last very long at all.
Then Rocky walks little Marie home, this 12-year-old girl who smokes and drinks. We later see her. It won't be in a movie we can talk about, but we later see her in Rocky Balboa. I don't think played by the same actress.
No, I don't think so.
It would have been funny if it was.
That would have been amazing, but she did not act after this. She did like one other thing, and then
because he walks her home and basically says, you don't want to be with those guys. They're not going to respect you. No one's going to respect you.
Yeah, like no one's going to take you out on a date seriously because those kind of girls, you don't date them. You just hang out with them. You like them to fun, but they're not, serious girls. Ironically, the studio, there's a lot of this in this movie. The studio wanted to take this out.
Yeah, this whole scene, because it's like a 5-minute scene of him walking her home.
And exactly, and that was their whole thing. It's like, the movie fucking grinds to a halt. And Stallone's like, no, you have to show how good a person he is. Like, otherwise you don't care. And he's absolutely right. Yes, the scene really doesn't have anything to do with anything. But it works. It helps you go, oh, Rocky's going out of his way to walk this little girl home. At first you think, like, oh, maybe she's family. Maybe... No, just a girl from his neighborhood. Yep. That's how good a guy this guy is. And he's absolutely right. This scene actually does stand out really well.
And there's a callback later on in the film when he sees her hanging out again. And he just has this, it's a quick look on his face, just like... Ugh.
Yeah, like he's having a conversation with Polly, I think, and he just looks over and he's just like, fuck. And then, like, I think he goes, what are you looking at, Rock? Nothing.
Yeah.
Like... It's a great little moment.
It's little moments like that. Mm-hmm. I look at the end and he's like, oh, Rocky, yeah? Screw you, creepo. And then runs like, oh, well. Talks to himself like, oh, who am I to give advice?
What do I know, you
know? So Green hurts himself, or whatever, breaks his hand, I think, training.
Yeah, he broke his hand and he's going to be out for like 6 months or something like that.
So Apollo needs an opponent. Mm-hmm. And they're looking through the books and all that.
I would love to get my hand on that book. There is literally an encyclopedia of working boxers. That's amazing.
And like, this guy's not available, this guy's not in the country, and he's fat. Like, face it, Apollo, you won't find anyone fucking brave enough to take a fight 5 weeks notice, 'cause that's not enough to train. That's not enough time.
So he just goes, okay, fine, I'll find him. And he grabs the book and like goes flip, flip, flip. That's the guy. What? The Italian Stallion. Think about it. What is more American than this guy? And I'm like...
Because Italy and all the people coming over on the boat. And
I mean, he's got a point.
Apollo versus the Italian. It sounds like a damn monster movie.
Kind of does, actually.
I like that he picks him based on his name. Now, I can't...
Yeah.
I know he's not in the crowd, but I could have swore Duke was in the crowd during the Spider Rico fight.
I feel like
you're right. He probably
wasn't,
but...
I feel like you're right, but I feel like that was...
Because they focus on a certain guy, and I can't remember if it's Duke.
Might have just been a regular guy, but, like, you know, he just looks like him or something.
So they pick him. He says no.
Well, what first happens is they basically... He goes to the gym, and then he's just like, Mickey wants to talk to you. The fuck for? Fuck him, whatever. And he walks in, it's like, whatever, and he's like, yeah, the champ's looking for sparring partners while he's in Philly. Well, yeah, I'll do that. I'm cool, I can do that. And he just sort of like basically goes, all right, well, that's what he's doing. And then he goes to their office or whatever, and
Mr. Jurgens.
Yeah, and just sort of goes in, and he's still under the impression that it's a sparring gimmick. Which, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned, I actually got the book on tape, the novelization.
Oh yeah.
So I listened to it, and it's based on an earlier draft of the script, and some of the things I like in this, where I think they tightened it up for time, but this is one of those things where he constantly just kept saying sparring partner. Where they're just like, oh yeah, we want you to fight the champ. He's like, yeah, I'll spar with the champ, no problem. No, we want you to fight with the champ. Yeah, I'll spar with him. Like, he's constantly just assuming that it's sparring, and they're just like, no, silly rabbit, we want you to fight him for the title.
You fucking soft-brained moron. Yeah. We want you to fight him 15 rounds with the champion of the world.
Yeah, and then he sort of goes, well, I ain't doing that.
I love he's like, I'm not doing
that. That's fucking insane.
I'm not, who am I? I'm a bum. Yeah. I'm nobody.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, but before that, he kind of Paulie, I guess, forces the issue of him going on a date with Adrian.
Yeah.
Come over for Thanksgiving.
Come over for Thanksgiving dinner.
But not for dinner.
No, it was.
When they get there,
originally it was for dinner.
No, when they get there, he goes, you go on a date now.
Well, no, because if you remember, no, that happened a different way. Because so the way they were walking there, right? They were walking and fucking Rocky keeps going, how big is the turkey?
Yeah.
Like,
does she know I'm coming?
Does she know I'm coming? And he's like, yeah, no, of course. She's very excited. Okay, how big's a turkey? Like, this man is wanting turkey. Like, all he wants is fucking turkey. And
he's a fighter, he needs protein.
Yeah, he's like, you know, she coming, you know, she knows I'm coming. Yeah, she's very excited. Like, this happens like 4 or 5 times on the walk home. And he gets there, and she's just like, what the fuck? No, and she runs into her bedroom, and he's like, but what the fuck, whatever. And she's like, it's Thanksgiving, like, why would you do this, and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, oh, because you got a turkey in the oven? And fucking Paulie walks over to the oven, grabs the bird, which I'm like, yeah, if that was actually cooking, he'd burnt the shit out of himself. Because he did have one hand with a towel on it, the other hand was bare. He burnt the shit out of himself. Threw it outside, which
Kept the leg.
Yeah, kept the leg, because, you know, you got to do